Well, we're back here at the sawmill. Had to move some stuff around the shop to make some room for this table saw. I'm trying something different today. I got this little camera mount in my front pocket for the GoPro. I'm trying to do some like one-on-one camera work here, if that's even the right terminology. It's probably not. But anyways, we'll see how this goes, guys. Hopefully it's not too unsteady for you. A lot of times I watch videos on YouTube and it's really unsteady. It just makes me kind of car sick watching it. So this is what's in the back of the truck. Finally, a new table saw. All right, so in addition to the table saw, I also went ahead and bought this mobile base right here. I think it's good for about, what, 1,200 pounds, it looks like. The table saw weighs about 500. It's very similar to the mobile base I have under the planer over here. It's a Shopfox brand, which I think is pretty much the same thing. Well, it's Monday morning, we're back out here. Hopefully today I'll be able to finish up this table saw setup and make some cuts with it. This is the factory blade that came with it. It's not the greatest probably, it's just a regular use blade. I got a Forest Woodworker 2 blade just ordered. It should be here in a few days hopefully. That's a proper blade for a table saw in my opinion. I've used those in the past and they're just really nice blades. They're kind of expensive, but you can have them resharpened, so they're pretty good. Now I came out here last night and did some adjustments, or I guess really just checking to see if I need to make any adjustments, and I did not. This table saw straight out of the factory is perfectly lined up here with this miter slot. And this is not a table saw setup video. The Wood Whisperer, he done a really good one a few years ago. If you want to set up your table saw, I would go watch that one. I actually rewatched it again before I got this thing out of the box. But what I did was I came in here with the straight edge and measured over the distance from my miter slot to the cheek here of this saw blade on the front and the back, just to make sure the miter gauge right here, the miter slot rather, was perfectly lined up with this blade here on this distance. Very important. And if it's not, you can loosen this table and shift it either way you want to try to get that lined up properly. But actually this thing right here from the factory was perfect. It was lined up just right and there was no adjustments needed. So well done, Grizzly. That's one thing less you got to fool with, because next I got to get these cast iron wings out and put them on both sides right here. And doing that by yourself is not very fun. It's a lot easier if somebody can help you hold them. So it's one less thing to fool with. And also the blade, it's not really locked down right now, just got it finger tightened. It is 90 degrees to the table as well, and that's using the wheel over here that sets the angle of the blade. So that's really good. So the main two adjustments here you have to make on a table saw right out of the box, the blade being 90 degrees and the miter slot to the blade are perfect. So it's less we got to do. So we'll put these two cast iron wings on over here on the side, and then we'll come in here with some WD-40 and clean off this cosmoline that's all over it. And then we'll be one step closer here to turning this thing on.